Hey there, Papa's Posse. Don't forget about that QR code. Take you to my eBay, YouTube, and Instagram page. Welcome back to the channel, Papa's Posse. Once again, it's time for Papa's Comic Books, coffee, and more. Today we have G.I. Combat, the Big War book, $1.25, number 261, back in 1983. Battle in their business boost, the mercenary soldiers of fortune, savage war stories, taunted, haunted tank tales. One of the stories in here, The Devil's Chance. This is by Robert Kanigher and Sam Glanzman. Now don't forget, before we begin, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. This book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Let's get to it. Stewart's Raiders, the Haunted Tank. Turn the clock of combat back to the time when the Haunted Tank was new to war in the desert, before battle took its bloody toll of men and machines. Arch and Slim hadn't been killed in action, and the Sherman hadn't replaced the Little David of tanks, the Stewart named after the Civil War Confederate cavalry general. For thousands of years, the pyramids, royal tombs of ancient pharaohs, and their hidden treasures have been mute witnesses to armies clashing in the desert. And the Sphinx, throughout the countless centuries, has watched death dealt by spears, swords, and arrows change into monstrous tanks and their thundering cannon. But even the eternal watcher of war has never beheld a startling confrontation between Colonel Gunther Van Donner and Lieutenant Jeb Stuart. We will play the game invented by your ingenious Verdammt Alley, Herr Lieutenant, Russian roulette. I'll fight you to the death with a tank, Colonel, but no one in his right mind would play that idiotic game. It's suicide. Life is a game of chance, Herr Lieutenant. At any time, you and I can be struck down by a germ, a vehicle, a thunderbolt. No sale, Colonel. I don't buy that. I still not playing. Baccarat or Chaman, Bangua, Masila Sibilabul, and dice in your own Reno, Nevada. 7 again, sir. That's the table's limit. I'll have to ask the house the permission to raise it. Never mind, the game is boring. I will try another. War is also a game of chance, Herr Lieutenant. Are we not helpless against a shell hurtling at us by long-range artillery or a bomb dropped from the clouds? Only in gambling am I truly alive, Herr Lieutenant. Defying the odds against me gives zest and excitement to my life. Listen, before the war, I challenged the roulette table in Monte Carlo. Monsieur is lucky. But in Russian roulette, we choose whether we fire a bullet into our head or live. You're mad, Colonel. You're mad, Colonel. I won't play. Oh, but I can, unless you agree. To indulge in my whim, they will be executed. Their lives, Herr Lieutenant, are in your hands. My crew are your prisoners, Colonel. You can't shoot them in cold blood. Wait, Herr Lieutenant, before you reply to my invitation, let me tell you of the most amusing game of chance I've ever played. It occurred in Warsaw. Bam, 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 bam. The Poles lost their gamble 9. I had them rounded up. You are not soldiers in uniform, but guerrilla fighters. The penalty for sniping is summary execution. But what would be cold-blooded murder? This is war. War is the greatest gamble of all. I risk my life every moment. You prove that. However, instead of shooting all of you, I will give you a chance to gamble your lives. Fraulein, come here. I play solitaire with this pack to while away the boredom between actions. Pick a card, Fraulein. Hold it face down. Choose. Now give me the card and return to your place. The 3 of hearts. Sergeant, take every third hostage out of line. Jawad mein Clement. Boom, 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 boom. You are the last of every third hostage, Fraulein. You gambled, Fraulein, and lost. Can they die? My men are not Polish guerrillas, Colonel, but military prisoners in uniform protected by the Geneva Convention. Lieber Gott, this is the desert, Herr Lieutenant, and I am not bound by rules. Sergeant Krenke, execute the prisoners immediately. Hold it, Colonel. I'll play your crazy game, But what if you lose? Your men will kill us anyway. The game is fixed. My only excitement in living is taking chances with death, Herr Lieutenant. Sergeant Cranky, if the lieutenant wins, I command you to free the prisoners. Jawohl, Herr Commandant. So now we begin. One spin to see who will be the first to tempt fate. Forget the game, Colonel. There, I, Lieutenant. Life or death is not the greatest game of all. Will the revolver fire? Only the devil knows. Click, click. Now it's your turn, Lieutenant. But if I refuse, this obsessive madman will have my men shot. I haven't got a chance. As Jeb's finger tightens with agonizing slowness on the trigger, the startling events of that day flash before him. How's our gas holding out, Slim? Okay if we don't go too far, Jeb. There are the buzzards, always pointing like a magnet at the dead. Rommel's panzers are having a field day with our tanks when they run out of fuel. But the panzers never run out of gas. They must have a secret cache somewhere in this sea of sand. But where? Where? Our mission's to find it. Search and destroy. Suddenly, seen and heard only by the namesake's Jed, looms the ghostly guardian of the haunted tank. General, am I glad to see you? Can you give us any clue to the location of the enemy's secret fuel cache? The Sphinx has the answer, Jeb. You kidding? The one thing that old stone face is noted for? I can't stand listening to him, the only tank jockey in the war who speaks to mirages. Maybe he's got sunstroke being like he's up there all the time. Quiet, Arch. If he doesn't keep his eyes peeled, we're liable to struck by panzers when we don't have enough fuel left. Panzer at 12 o'clock. Using desert nomads for target practice. Oh, no. Load me, Arch. I got that iron cross in my sights. Flatten it, Rick. Yeah, it's about time we occupied the high ground for a change. Bam, bam, bang, boom, 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 boom. One of them's still alive. Slim, stop. Don't be afraid. I'm an American. I am Irina. I am not afraid. Do you not save me? My people's bones will bleach in the desert. You are the family now, American. Can't leave you here. You'll ride with us till you can be dropped off somewhere safe. I am safe with you, American. I am indebted to you for my life. It is yours until that debt is paid. With the swiftness of a falcon in flight, night plummeted over the desert. Am I not pleasing to be your eyes, American? Sure enough, Irina, but you don't owe me anything. You belong to yourself. Jeb must be out of his skull turning down a doll like that. I jump over a palm tree to see just blink those lamps of hers at me. How about hitting the sack? It's been a long day. I still can't figure out why that Panzer gunned down your people. We did nothing, American, but wander in the desert as always. Every ruin, every wadi, every oasis, every pyramid is familiar to us. But when we drew near to a certain pyramid we had never seen before, the German tank hunted us down. What? Men, on your feet, mount up, we're rolling. Take us to that pyramid, Irina. Head where the moon rises, American. Due east, Slim. Running low. I'll have to feed the tank with a spoon, Jeb. We'll have to risk it. Keep going. Behold, the moon rises over the strange pyramid yonder. Yeah, I see it, but it's not on my map. Jackpot. Rick, fire at will. Targets at point-blank range. Bing, bing, bing. The pyramid's a dummy. The secret fuel station we were searching for. Filled with fuel. The disguised depot explodes like a blazing volcano. Ditch. We're afire. We've accomplished our mission, thanks to you. I did not do it for the mission, American, but for you. Gladly would I give you my life for you. Jeb, enemy half-track bearing down on us. Irina, no. Do not shoot, my American. You took that bullet meant for me. Did you have to kill her? Farewell, my American. The chances of war, Lieutenant. You and your men will proceed in front of my vehicle to my camp. You gambled on destroying the pyramid, and now I have another game of chance for you. Jeb's flashing thoughts of the mission ends as his finger tightens on the trigger. Click. Enough, Colonel Donner. No more of this insanity. Herr Lieutenant, life or death. Crack. Burst. It's tot. Yeah, that's what happens to anyone crazy enough to play Russian roulette. Boom, boom, bang, bang, boom. Let's go. Only a fool tempts fate. or takes the devil's chance, he dies. The mercenaries, soldiers of fortune, in the dictionary of war, there are soldiers for hire, offering their lethal skills to the highest bidder. The twin lures of reward and adventure attract them on a trail of gold and often death, destination perilous, keeping one step ahead of relentless pursuers from the French Foreign Legion, which wants them returned to stand trial for desertion. The mercenaries melt into the city of Siem Reap in Cambodia in Southeast Asia. Our bankroll's getting thinner than a pizza. Maybe we ought to start singing for pennies from heaven. Sometimes your jokes I do not understand. Pennies do not fall from heaven. Nakwar. Whoa, look at that. As white men being mugged, we've got to help them. As long as you put it that way, Gordon, leave me out. Those honkies are no brothers of mine. Ach, Prince, again, you make the joke. Very unprofessional, laddies, putting your necks on the line for nothing. And they fight, 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 and they fight. What would you white knights do without this black knight? You're wounded. Never mind. Take me to my seaplane in the river at the end of the street. I will make it worth your while. I need bodyguards professional like you. The pay will be high. How does $1,000 a week each strike you? We're struck. You got us, old sport. You will find weapons back in the cabin. Sounds like you're expecting more trouble. Boom, 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 boom. They take off. He must be a gun runner. Jal, these automatic weapons, grenades, explosives. That's it. That isn't all he's carrying. All these little packages contain cocaine. The dust that turns clowns into cooks. Quite an arsenal you got there. Who's your customer? The PLO? They supply other terrorist organizations all around the world. The Minor, Bad-Off Gang in Germany, the Red Brigade and the Red Front in Italy and Japan, the Sandinistas in Nicaragua. The PLO is anxious to replace all their arms captured by the Israeli army in Lebanon. Yasser Arafat will make millionaires of us all. What about that cockroach POW powder you're carrying? America's my biggest market from Harlem to Hollywood. Drugs that turn teenagers into vegetables isn't our bag. We don't deal with dealers who deal with terrorists who blow up school children. You're pros. You recognize this machine pistol and know what it'll do if you just sneeze. As long as you feel that way about cargo, get off without chutes. That's your problem. But you, angels, can easily fly down to the river, some 2,000 feet below. Whip, bang, bing, boom. We've been flanked by those river pirates. They must have been waiting to ambush Fatso's plane. Get him away from the controls. Can't pull up. Gotta lighten the ship. I jolly well get the message, laddie. And they jump out. No use. Can't bring the nose up. Gonna splash down. If we make it, get set to repel those river bandits. They'll cut us to pieces to grab our cargo, and they crash into the river. Oh no, into the river. Oh no, dynamite. Boom, bang, they blow up. And okay, mystery of the sacred serpent. I guess that's the end of that. As the dated mercenaries finally claw their way to the surface, an angel, they must be in heaven. Where did you come from? Hurry, get in, evil men everywhere. Those river pirates slaughter innocent boat people trying to escape the Khmer Rouge. They show no mercy toward men and children. I am Anya, high priestess of the god Lokasvara. Each day, Rhea, the holy man, has sent me to await your coming. Lo, it has happened just as he had foretold. I don't know what this is all about, but I'm glad it did. Under the cover of dense jungle, the dugout makes its way along the labyrinth canal, overhung by chattering monkeys, screaming birds, and staring serpents. The craft anchored in the canal, the mercenaries follow their mysterious guide through the jungle until suddenly, behold the temple of Angkor, dedicated to the Buddhist god Lokasvara. This was the ancient capital of the Khmer Empire from 802 until it was captured by the Thai in 1431. The sacred cobra is the symbol of the mystical power and ancient wisdom. See, the monkeys bid you welcome. They are guards of the temple, our eyes and ears. When danger threatens, they leave to return their duties as sentinels. When danger or death threatens, they all warn us. Come, Rhea, the holy man guardian of temple of Lokasvara awaits you. Clap, clap. Sit down, replenish yourselves. Your journey has been a long one, and I have a tale to tell. Once, the sunny lands of Cambodia, Thailand, and Vietnam were called the Golden Triangle. But river pirates and mountain brigades turned them into the Deadly Triangle. Those wicked men mocked up gods and murdered our farmers. We warned you not to grow wheat, but you dared to disobey us. These men of Satan erected also human posts on the roads made of those who defied them. Their orders to grow only crops of coca, leaves to be made into the deadly white powder cocaine and poppy from which comes opium, which they would sell the foreign drug dealers. Guns are greater than gods, holy man. Now look at the locust virus empty's hands and you will see the divine power that he once held. Look, and you will see the sacred cobra, fashioned of solid gold, its eyes and hood encrusted with priceless rubies. Look at the glittering force. And its glitter, all that glitters is not gold. What happened? You hypnotized us into imagining we saw it. It's gone now, but burnt forever in your brains until you search for that sacred cobra and return it to the rightful place in Locust Varus' hands. Ludus pillars the temple, installed the sacred cobra in 1489. It vanished from sight for more than 3 centuries until last year when a dying pilgrim left with me a map locating the place where the divine treasure is buried. When you return it, you will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. Reward, aha! Now you're talking our language. But can you trust that map? Maybe it's an illusion, a bloody mirage, too. The world is filled with the rotting skeletons of treasure seekers. Nectar. Our sentinels caution that evil approaches the temple. We're not going to be trapped here. Let's move out and surprise them instead. And so will you be when you read next chapter 3 in the next month's issue. D for death ration. If the medal didn't turn out perfectly, it would be the GIs. In the barracks of German Stalag POW compound, a cold command crackles ominously. Achtung! Which of you is Corporal Francois Bonhomme? I am. You will come with us. What do you figure they want him for? Maybe some special work detail, I guess. Shortly in the quarters of the camp commandant. According to our records compiled after your interview, you are the famous chef. Yes, Major Lynch, that is my civilian occupation. Ach du lieber, this is my lucky day. How well I remember before the war. Potage Bonhomme, Bifit Bonhomme, and all your other marvelous recipes in Europe's best restaurants. Now I can have them whenever I wish. Hereafter, Corporal, you will have the distinct honor of preparing my evening meals. You flatter me, Major. We can start with the most celebrated dish, champignons Bonhomme. Afterward, as the soldier chef rejoins his prisoner pals, I don't know, Frenchie, the whole thing's too risky. I know, but it's our only chance. You 3, what are you whispering about? Nothing, just making talk. That night, that guard may be a problem, but maybe he'll work up an appetite too. Finally, after hours of delicate preparation, voila, my celebrated champignons Bonhomme. The aroma is heavenly now. I've looked forward to this treat all day. Delicious, utterly delicious. I have not enjoyed such a dining since my days of occupation in Paris. You are a genius, Bonhomme. Gas, suddenly dizzy, cannot breathe. What have you done to me? Guard. Your guard couldn't help you, Major, because he couldn't resist tasting my delicacy. Within minutes, a panicky cry rings out. The prisoners escaped. Someone unlocked their barracks. Mein Gott, they have guns. Must have had keys to the arsenal. Crack, 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 bang, 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 bang. Now, will you tell us how you zonked the Commandant Frenchie? It was easy. Champagne is the French word for mushroom. So, while working in the field, my friends and I gathered toadstools, poisoned mushrooms, which I slipped into the recipe. Frenchie, when you open your own restaurant after the war, I'll be your best customer. Same here, but please, no mushrooms for me. Haunted tank. General McNichols had to leave before these decorations arrived. They're for soldiers who won them with bravery and blood. Hustle them over to division headquarters so the general can make the awards, Lieutenant. Yes, sir. Wonder which ones are for us. I'd be mighty proud to wear any one of them. Yeah, and about time, we sure earned them. One of the advantages of being the ghostly guardian of the haunted tank is that I know what Jeb, Rick, Gus, and Sergeant Craig are thinking. The invisible medals. I wonder which action earned me a medal. Maybe it's for the time I picked up those refugees on the road in Sozan. A German plane strafed us, Lieutenant. Climb aboard, you're safe now. Oh, littering the road with our dead and wounded. Suddenly there was Jerry again, diving out of the sun. His Messerschmitt's guns pounding away, rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat. Then he zeroed in on me, knowing he had to get me out of the way to finish the job. But I stuck to my MG while Ricochet showering me with blazing sparks. Bang, 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 until he suddenly flew into a solid wall of my SoCal slugs. You risked your life to save ours. Mon Lieutenant, bravery such as yours should not go unrewarded. You are a hero. Yeah, I sure rate one of those medals the general's going to hand out. Wonder if I'm going to be decorated for what happened at the Little Stone Country Church. It was so pretty and quiet, a million miles away from war. Crash, bang, move it, you people. Out, quick. They're not moving. What are they doing, praying to be saved? Get up. The good Lord must have sent you. Protect my flock, son. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat. Bing, 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 crunch, 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 boom, oh, hand grenades, oh no, oh no, oh no. Forgive me, Lord, for the killing I had to do. The whole world's gone crazy. I'm going to get me a medal for killing. I did a such sacred place like the church. I'm betting that action at the Oise River is going to win me a medal. We were crossing at the shallow spot when an enemy shell came from nowhere. The concussion knocked all of us out. I came to first. It was a Panzer, and it was coming up fast to finish the job. Blood pouring into my eyes. Can't get a fix on it in my sights. Everything's blurry. For a second, through the bloody haze, I spotted the Panzer and managed to get a single shot off. That second was all I needed. My 75 drilled through the Kraut tank point blank. Ha! I can just see the general pinning a medal on me. The newspaper back home will print the story, and they'll give me a hero's parade when I come back. And that snooty blonde Wanda won't give me a cold shoulder anymore. I'm too new to this tin can to merit a medal like the rest of us crew. The Army moves slow, but sure ain't it's finally going to catch up to me. I'm going to get a medal for that action near Belleau Woods back in 17 in World War I. Doughboys are pinned down. Can't advance. Pour it on, gang. Blockhouse pouring artillery right down the throats of those poor foot sloggers. We got to blast it. As we rolled them by, took a direct hit that set us on fire. Everyone was killed outright, except me. Got to keep going, and smash that bunker before those flames catch up to me and I fry. Crash, crash, boom. I took some knocks and bruises, but I came out of it alive. It's taken 2 wars to get me a medal, but better late than never. I'll be right proud, but deservedly, when the general pins that hardware on me. Later on at division headquarters. Thanks, Lieutenant. The general's been waiting to hand out these decorations. Guess we'll have a front seat at the ceremony, eh, Captain? No time, Lieutenant. Your CO, Captain Jameson, got us on the horn to order you back to your base on the double. Every soldier who's ever been in combat deserves a medal. It may be invincible, but you know it's there. We've still got a war to fight. Let's saddle up. And Sergeant Craig, let's make tracks. Creak, 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 Silver Star, Purple Heart, Distinguished Service, Medal of Honor. All behind, and they had to leave without the medal. Whew! Well, that was GI Combat number 261 from 1983. I hope you enjoyed that reading. And don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, leave me a comment, tell me what you want to hear. And if it's in my library, I'll try to get it on for you, okay? And as Papa and all the GIs always say...
That was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.